Hi.
Hello. I'm sorry that this is happening in the first seconds of this month's diary, but the audio for the whole first entry, something went wrong with my microphone, I'm willing to say, or the connection of the mic to the laptop that I record on, but the sound has this really weird, buzzy kind of quality to it. It doesn't happen on any of the later entries, to the best of my knowledge, and it's never happened before. Like, even when I'm recording other things, and I record a lot of stuff for school, because I'm a music student, as you're about to be told by me. So it's unfortunate, especially because it happened on the first entry, but I don't think that it's too annoying, and just I'm sorry. Okay, enjoy the next, less than 7 minutes for sure. And then it will all be fine. Okay, goodbye.
My name is Emma Brown, and I am a sophomore horn performance student and Spanish minor at Michigan State University, and this is my November video diary. It's Sunday, November 1st. I was planning on filming this much earlier in the day, but my power went out. Basically what this is a way for me to chronicle what it's like to be a musician during the coronavirus pandemic, especially being like a collegiate music student. Although I think a lot of my experiences are hopefully universal. Hopefully not universal. Things have not been going well, but you know what I mean. I've always wanted to keep a diary. I grew up hearing about my great-grandmother's diary. It was mostly about stuff that happened to her. Like, it was very factual, and it did have some, you know, how she felt about what was happening, but it was also just like a record of stuff. And I've always wanted to keep a diary, but I'm really bad about sitting down and writing things out. I'm also really bad at cutting bangs. I have to retrim them. I think I know what I did wrong. But that's beside the point. Yeah, I decided to try and keep a video diary, and it's been working. This is the fourth one that I'll be doing. This is really just, to look back on in 5, 10, 15 years and like, oh gosh, remember the pandemic? I don't. Let's watch this video and we'll be reminded of stuff. So yeah, if you want a more complete explanation or a better worded explanation, more like the first probably 5 or 7 minutes of my July-August 2020 video diary explains it pretty well. It's a beautiful day outside, but we had snow, which I predicted yesterday that we would have snow within the next 2 weeks. So that was fun. But not a lot has changed since the end of last month, which I filmed literally 17 hours ago, 16 hours ago, because it was daylight savings time. I was supposedly going to have my first in-person lesson. Actually, it would have been ending in about 15 minutes today, but we were waiting for university approval and it didn't come through. So hopefully next week Sunday I'll be back on campus and be having my first in-person lesson since February, because I remember hang on, it doesn't matter. Because I remember the day that the university shut down classes. They shut them down at noon, 12 o'clock noon, and my lesson was at 1 or 1:30 or something. And I remember just emailing my professor and oh, maybe I can get one more lesson in, because we at that point we thought lockdown would be a month. It's been a little longer than that. But yeah, and he was like, no, don't worry about it though, it'll be okay, we just won't do one today. And yeah, so I'll figure out the exact number of weeks that I went without an in-person lesson. But that's the biggest thing on my mind this week, I guess. I have an unaccompanied piece that I'm doing a lot of stuff with on November 23rd. I'm going to be playing for my studio as kind of the first round of a competition that MSU is doing within the brass studio. And not this Monday, but I think next Monday, we're going to be having a master class. and I'm supposedly probably going to be playing in that, so that's the biggest thing this week. And then next week there's some housing stuff going on that is like, hang on, I gotta take a picture of these clouds. That's about it. The election is Tuesday. I honestly haven't seen any like report that says when we're gonna get results from that. People have just been saying it could be days or weeks or months. We don't know. So yeah, but I voted sometime in the past week. I can't remember what day it is. Yeah, and I just finished like a rough 2 weeks. More late nights than there should have been. A lot of stress. If you want to know more about that, my October video diary doesn't explain it at all because I was just too stressed to talk about it, but it was happening. So yeah, I'm excited for it to be November because that is just one step closer to this whole thing being over, I guess. I don't really know. It was like a big thing in my mind that, you know, in November things will be closer to something better. I don't know. Okay, bye. Hello. Appreciate this ponytail because now I'm gonna take it out. I've had a headache all day, but while I do that, so today's the day before the election. It's Monday, November 2nd. And as promised a couple of weeks ago, the music school has released more information, which I will get to soon. The top of my head hurts so bad. Okay, so basically they say that in the spring they're able to confirm pretty securely that some ensembles of only music majors will be available, and then in-person private lessons, and then a small number of mostly chamber music and music ed based classes. So that I think is a step in the right direction. And then the housing sent out an email. Still 2,500 more students live in renovated residence halls that accommodate for, quote, balancing isolation and quarantine needs. And they kind of imply that a lot of the North neighborhood dorms won't be like suitable, which is a shame because those are the ones by music building. And then it's a week until the housing sign up opens, which I am nervous about, but and then I'm gonna play in a master class a week from today, so I have to go practice for that because my piece still kind of sucks. Well, it was nice and short and sweet. All right, I'm sure there will be stuff to talk about tomorrow. Hopefully just how well it's gone. Bye. Hi. It is Tuesday, November 3rd at 10:52 p.m. and I am watching the election results come in even as I am recording this, and it is so close. Yeah, it's so close. I don't even know what else to say. I did not realize the significance of this. You know, obviously I voted and I took it very seriously and I did research on every candidate. But oh my gosh, this is so significant. 4 years. And I just can't describe to you how close it is. They've been like 10 and 20 electoral votes apart. Right now, Biden is at 118 and Trump is at 108. But these are all projections, and a lot of states don't have projections, or as counting has gone on, they've completely flip-flopped. Like at first it was obvious for one candidate, and then now it's obvious for a different candidate, and it's just insane. I also didn't realize how much I wanted to see what I perceive as a positive result from my vote, and I've never had my hands sweat before. Like people say, like, you know, their palms get sweaty. I've never had that happen before tonight. And I'm a performing musician. I've performed in front of thousands of people, and it has never happened until tonight. I can't do this every 4 years. I mean, every 2 years, but, you know, midterm elections are usually not this nail-biting. So I have Spanish homework to do, but that's just where we're at. It's currently 10:55. I
will probably be up for a while because I have a lot of Spanish homework to do and I can't focus at all. So I might do updates, or I might just do one more like installment at the end of the night. But it's possible that we won't have anyone reach 270 by tonight. This is nuts. This is crazy. Okay, I'll see you later, hopefully with a smile on my face. Hello. It is 3:20 a.m. Wednesday, November 4th, technically, but I am counting this as part of the 3rd because basically all that has developed is that Biden currently sits at 220. Excuse you, buddy is here. 220 votes in the Electoral College, and Trump sits at 213, which is still just so close. It's been so close this whole time. I've been doing Spanish homework, and 10 states have yet to be called, and a lot of states still have a ton of votes to count and report. So they're saying anywhere from 6 a.m. on Thursday we might know to next week Thursday is when we might find out. Yeah, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go to bed. Oh, gosh. Bye.
Hi, it is Thursday, November 5th. We'll do personal news first. I cut my bangs even more, and I like them better, I guess. I don't know, they're out of my eyes except for this one part, so I'll probably cut that off too. I don't know. Anyways, I'm cold all the time and tired all the time. House is really creaky tonight. There's just one spot on my desk that looks like a mountain goat, kind of. Here's a picture of that. Here's a picture of a mountain goat that looks similar. Okay, in world news, we still don't know election results. Well, maybe we do it. It updated. We don't know. It's all resting on Nevada. There's only a 1,200 vote difference between the two candidates. Biden is just barely winning, and there's 84% reporting. Yeah, so that's frustrating. And I mean, like, we won't have like official results for a while, I guess, because they have to count stuff. Oh, okay, so we got an email, actually several emails. We'll go in reverse order of how they were received. There's a program at MSU called Spartan Spit, and it's basically they developed supposedly in like an early testing procedure for COVID-19 that involves saliva, and so you give them a spit sample whenever they ask you or whenever you can. If you're approved, there's a sign-up process and everything. But yeah, so they're stopping that between November 15th and November 22nd to test people who are leaving campus for Thanksgiving. So I thought that was interesting and a good idea that they're dedicating that testing. And I got another email from President Stanley saying basically the same thing. And then basically they say, we look forward to spring. They're still saying they're going to house an additional 2,500 students. And there's like more details about the forum. The forum is going to be live this coming Monday. So the 9th. It closes November 16th. They're definitely saying that they're going to know by November 25th, which is the day before I turn 20 and the day before Thanksgiving. You're going to be assigned a room by December 9th. New information that we know about the forum is you have to give rationale, quote, why you need or want to live in on-campus housing for spring semester in a maximum of 750 characters. And then there's a typo here. Actually, there's 2 typos in that statement, which there's 3. Oh no, none of the rest of them. Well, I don't know, I guess that's a styling thing. There's typos in this, which I've talked about before, but it's basically kind of weird that a Big Ten university is sending out emails to all of its students with typos, which, nothing against them, but it just kind of feels like things are being rushed. And I'm sure that they are. This is a very things are changing all the time. Anyways, so you have to have a rationale. And then you choose your bathroom style preference, so community or ensuite. And then if you select suite style, you can have a roommate or like a suite mate. You can like give the email of someone who you would like to have as a suite mate, but then they go on to say none of that's guaranteed because of, you know, keeping people in isolation, and then also because they still are going to need quarantine housing a lot more than they have now, I would imagine. And they're saying that your requested suite mate could be near but not with you, or not at all. And they say, as we make assignments, we are going to look at living learning community status, and if you had originally, oh, that doesn't apply to me, but the living learning thing, I'm not sure if that applies to music majors. I think that we are given preference for North Campus, but I'm not 100% sure, because I know that there's like housing for foreign exchange students to live together, and there's, oh gosh, what is it? I think there's an art, like a visual art. I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but maybe I'll get to be in North Campus. Yeah, and then if you're approved, you have to sign the housing contract. Yeah, so you're kind of locked in. They're still saying single rooms, which is great, and you are going to pay the double room rate, which is great. That's really nice of them. And then they say, the last paragraph is just, our review process will focus on evaluating individual needs. We hope that students will submit honest information so we can properly prioritize need versus want. We do not intend for this process to feel like a competition, and we look forward to offering spring housing to as many Spartans as we safely can, which, you know, is great. But I hadn't even considered that people would try to lie. I have put on my like planned schedule as many in-person classes as I can, or that I will be taking. That sounds like I put in like, you know, oh, all my classes are in person. No, like I have a planned large ensemble in person. I am enrolled in horn lessons in person and studio in person. That's about all the news that's fit to print. Let me check the election results one more time. Nope. Biden is at 264 and Trump is at 214. So if Biden gets 6 more, which, you know, Nevada, potato, that state is the one that's only separated by, it's like a little under 12,000 votes, like 11,600, I think. I have homework to do, so I'm not going to figure out the exact number, but yeah, that's what's up. So continues to be just crazy, nail-biting. What a time to be alive. I'm gonna do some music history homework. Oh, good lord. Goodbye. Hi, it's Saturday, November 7th. I have a lot of stuff to do, so this is literally, I know I'd say this in almost every entry, but this is gonna be short. Basically, in like the mid-morning today, they declared, or they called Joe Biden as having won the presidential election, which Trump, of course, contested. If you're watching this a few years in the future and you need a good laugh, go ahead and Google the Four Seasons press conference that took place this morning, I believe, in Pennsylvania. Oh my gosh. Also, I have my first in-person lesson tomorrow, which I will talk about more then, because but also I have no idea what's gonna happen. And then, oh gosh, what else? I just got a 91% on my Spanish quiz for this week, so like there's that. I think that's it. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. They're staring me right in the face. I cut my bangs and they look bad, but I think it's just how I have them styled. If I kind of like swoop them upwards a little bit, it's less of the, you know, straight across bang life. So hopefully tomorrow they'll be better. Okay, I have stuff to do. Goodbye. Hi, it is Monday, November 9th, and this is gonna be long, I guess, but hopefully not long. Hopefully I can like condense. I have a lot of stuff to say. Let's start. Oh, I wanted to say hi wearing this. Oh, I have not seen myself. Oh my gosh, it looks like I have like a loaded diaper on my face. Can you hear me? It looks like I have a loaded diaper on my face. Okay, I don't even know where to start. So I had my first live lesson on Sunday, and you're not supposed to do that, but it's real fun. It went Oh, it was so good. I came away from it like refreshed and like just like so happy that I was able to finally do that. I guess I kind of expected when I had my first live experience things would kind of like pick up again, but like it's just like an hour a week lesson. And cognitively I knew that, but you know, I was just expecting something bigger. I have to be more patient than I want to be, but I think that that's typical. Great Britain, I believe, I am not keeping up with the story totally, but I have seen that they're going to do another lockdown, which is kind of crazy. And it's going to go over the holiday season, I believe. I don't know a lot about that. This is kind of hurting my ears. Oh, and also, someone got me a lesson with Dave Cooper for my birthday. And I'm so excited. It's happening Friday at 1. I'm really excited. I'm so excited. Oh, and also, studies came back and they said that the COVID vaccine that they're developing is 90% effective, which, you know, is great. It's a step in the right direction. This whole weekend has just been a step in the right direction. Although that vaccine does have to be kept at like some ridiculously low temperature, and there's 2 doses to it, so people are concerned about the logistics, but you know, every positive comes with a negative, especially these days. In news about the future, I need a haircut, so hopefully I'm going to be doing that at some point. Oh man, I was totally gonna like, you know, maybe I'll like grow my hair out this winter, and that's not happening, so yeah. But the main purpose for doing this is I just wanted to, this is the standard issue PPE that MSU is giving all of its in-person students. So I'm gonna shut this down and then reset up my laptop so I can get like my whole body, because there's also a bell cover which I need to show you, and I'll show you and I'll talk about what I think I'm gonna do and what will work for me, and also an issue that I need to solve, which I literally just thought of before turning on the camera, but like okay, hang on. Okay, this is not ideal. I hope you can still hear me. Let's start with the mask, which you already saw me have on. It's very hard to find which way is the right way. Okay. So it seems like a standard mask. I walked into my lesson and, you know, had this on, and for some reason the fogging up of my glasses is really bad, and I was like, oh, hopefully it's fine. Professor Wagner doesn't say anything. Immediately he was like, oh, your glasses are fogging up a lot. It's fine. You don't need to see to read music. It's whatever. This is a like little plastic tube that I put on the end of my mouthpiece for mouthpiece buzzing. If you are a brass player and you need to do mouthpiece buzzing more, I would recommend that you go to Home Depot and get a little length of tubing like this, because it's super helpful. It's been a big part of my like development as a player. So I'll show you with this. This would be your lead pipe. And so there's a flap here. Oop, there, and so you it's really hard to do. So you pull it out, and then there's another then there's another flap. So there's like fabric that's held, you know, by tension around your mouthpiece. So it's a pretty effective mask, I think. It's a little too big for me. My mom is a seamstress, so I was gonna have her take it in on the sides just so those gaps aren't there. But yeah, it's just hard to use. And the biggest problem is when you, oops, I can't do this in a mirror quite yet because this video is mirrored for me. So when you pull it, it tends to like slip down from your nose. So my plan is to take it in on the sides like that, and then also put like a wire or something in my nose, bridge part right here. Or the other thing I thought of was to like tuck it up like under my glasses. You're required to have a mask and bell cover whenever you're playing, even in a private practice room. I haven't heard about practicing in dorm rooms yet, but I'm hoping that I'll at least be able to warm up in them, because during quarantine my warm-up routine has evolved into breathing free buzzing and mouthpiece buzzing, and then I warm up on the horn the next time I pick it up. So then the other thing that I have that I do not like, but was standard issue from Michigan State, is this bell cover. So this was not made, it's the right size for a horn bell, but it was not made for hornists in mind, because I had to cut this hole myself. And so it's not quite in the right place, and it's also like a little too big. So like, you know, but now it does have a hole in it. I took my little pocket knife, it needs to be like greased or oiled or whatever makes the blade swing out easier, and just kind of like cut a hole in it while it was on my horn, which was scary, but nothing got scratched, so that's good. But it's really hard to get on the horn, so I did not do a good filming setup for this. Oh, also ignore that mess. It's masterclass notes in music that have not gone in my filing cabinet yet. So it's easy-ish to do with two hands. It's a lot harder to do with one. Yeah, but see, if you move your hand the wrong way, it completely slips off. I hate it so much. It's just barely over the lip of the bell. And then it extends like a 1/4 inch at the most. And I can't like really tighten it, or else it like slips even farther away from the bell rim. I don't really know quite what to do about that. I did put it on the wrong way though, because the cut is in the wrong place. I mentioned my mom is a seamstress. So we were talking about taking like the sleeve of a black like thin t-shirt and like attaching it here, and so it would be more attached, and then like strengthening the elastic, but I don't think that there is no elastic in this. It's just like I don't think that there is. If you know what a serger is, or a serged seam looks like, they just like did a rolled hem and serged it. Oh yeah, there is elastic in here. Okay, well, the elastic sucks. So I don't think that this one is salvageable, so it will do until I get a new one, but I am gonna, you know, shop around and see if that's something that I could buy. Yeah, oh, I was gonna put all the stuff on and play. It doesn't really sound all that different with the PPE or without, because it is kind of like thin fabric. It's just thick enough to be effective. It looks trippy. Like, oh, you think it's a normal bell? No, it's like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, or maybe it's just like the shiny and the matte right next to each other. I don't know. It's my dad's name, Matt. Now that you have identifying information about my family, I'm gonna play a scale for you. Oh my gosh. Ready? Hope I don't miss my inches. Oh shit, I'm tweaking the mic. Okay, so this is the other thing. If you want to do something else, you have to carefully remove the sand, or else this will pop out. And it's really not at all time effective to like take the mouthpiece out. So you're sitting with the mouthpiece just like chilling in the mask at all, and then it pops out at all times, which is fine on the surface, but it keeps popping out while I'm talking. But while it's in there, it gets progressively more wet. And I play with fairly dry lips, and so that's a problem for me. And then also, for how many years have I been playing horn? 9? I think this is my 9th year. Anyways, for 9 years, I've been training myself to form an embouchure whenever this is close to my mouth. I sat in my lesson yesterday, just like, you know, in like a resting position, but my resting position was my embouchure, and it tired me out really quickly, so I have to train myself to not do that again. I hope you enjoyed that. Bye.
I'm gonna speak softly because I don't want to wake Buddy up. Buddy is my dog. He's sleeping there. And also I don't feel like plugging in my good microphone because it's much later. But I forgot to say that I also turned in my application for housing in the spring, so we should know that this month. So that's coming too.
Hello? I should be sitting up straighter. It is Saturday. Nope, it's not. It's Friday, November 13th. And despite the date, I actually had a really good day. I had my lesson with Dave Cooper today. And oh my gosh, just it was incredible. There's so many things that I took away from it. It was just like a really solid lesson, and it was an encouraging lesson too, which I needed because I can't remember when my last entry was, but this week has been really rough, like emotionally and mentally. So it was really good to be encouraged and like be kind of like pushed in the right direction, and you know, given new strategies and new ways to think about stuff, and just kind of like, is a like artistic vitamin B12 shot. So that was really good. I don't know if I mentioned this, but it was a birthday present from someone. It was a really good present. I liked it a lot. I guess my biggest practical takeaway from it that I wanted to say so I don't forget it was he's a smaller person. If I can find it, I'll put the picture of him and me together a couple years ago at a masterclass he gave. And we're both standing up in this picture, and I'm 5'7", 5'8". So he's, a small guy, and he can output a lot of sound, which is something I've always, wanted to kind of be able to duplicate because I'm asthmatic. And while it's no longer severe, I think I'm a little behind in the breathing department still. So it was really interesting because he started talking about Gail Williams and efficiency, and his teaching about efficiency is a lot more detailed than some other teaching about efficiency I've heard. And I realized that most of that teaching has come from taller players. If you don't know, lung capacity is really strongly influenced by your height. So shorter, smaller players will have to use more efficiency. Larger players, not so much. And so I thought that that was a good thing to remember, to ask smaller players or players of similar size to me what they do for efficiency, and ask taller, larger players too, but it makes sense that they just wouldn't have had to have thought about it that much. My lip injury has been fine, and everything there is going great. Like I said, kind of a hard week, but this weekend should be relaxing, and I have my second live lesson on Sunday, so that should be good. And I turned in my housing, I don't know what to call it, application, I guess would be the right word. Oh my gosh, and I got my hair cut. It looked a lot nicer earlier today, but I'm recording very late at night, so it's kind of gone wonky. I think that that's it. I kind of have come to the realization that these video diaries are falling behind in terms of editing. Like, the October one probably won't be up until December. This one probably won't be up until December, like until I'm done with school, because we're kind of in the final weeks of this semester that are super busy and super stressful. And I keep beating myself up about that, but then I tell myself it's fine. These are to look back on in a few years. So as long as they're up in a few years, they'll be on time. I am gonna go shower and grease my horn. My horn has a new thing on it. So I didn't even think to record this. I've never mentioned it, but currently I play a Yamaha 868 N, and it is a wonderful horn. It's unlacquered nickel silver, and it was made in 1983. So it's about to turn, oh my gosh, is it about to turn 40? Is it? Hang on. It's about to turn 40. It's normally I would be able to do that math in my head, but it's very late. So yeah, but it was used professionally or semi-professionally, we're not sure. This pipe looks really dented on camera, but it's just kind of tarnished right now. Yeah, and then it sat in a mansion in New Jersey because the owner was an instrument collector for a lot of years, and then I bought it in, I believe, 2016. Yeah, 2016. The dimes on the valves are the year it was made, the year I was born, and then the year that I got it. So 83, 2000, 2016, which is, a dorky thing, but I enjoy it. And the mouthpiece I play on is a Holton Farkas gold plate MC. Yep, MC, which I really like. It's the mouthpiece I started on, not like this physical mouthpiece. This is my third or fourth mouthpiece, but it's the type of mouthpiece I started playing on, and I love it, and I can't see myself switching in the near future because I really like it. Anyways, the spit valve was leaking, and then this slide had fallen out a couple times on its own while I was emptying the horn, like doing the turnaround thing. People say that this goes too fast and it makes them nervous. I mean, now that I'm watching it, it kind of also makes me nervous, but when I do it, it's just really fun. But like, there's just a spot where my hand just like fits really well and rotates. The more you know. I don't know why I said that, but anyways, so yeah, this slide had fallen out on its own, so I brought it into my repair guy, Steve Mumford in Ann Arbor, who is fabulous. Pre-corona, sometimes I would bring him cookies and he would let me watch what he was doing to my horn, which was like really, it was fun. I miss that. Anyways, so he electroplated one of the pipes with copper, because that pipe was a little bit loose, just from like regular wear. Now it's obvious, but when you put it in the horn, really the most I've ever had my slide pulled out is this. So you can see it's like barely visible, from the audience you would not be able to see it. And then most of the time the horn sits here, and it's not even out. So it was a stressful repair because it could have been a lot worse, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So that is great. Okay, I'm for real gonna go shower now. We need a fresh hair day tomorrow. Bye. Hi. It is Monday, November 16th. And let's do personal updates first. I'm not doing well at all mentally. I decided to talk to a counselor that's available through MSU. So they're supposed to call me tomorrow, and I don't know what's going to happen. I've never done that kind of thing before. Hopefully that'll help, I guess. Yeah, hopefully that'll help with just like, I don't know, general feelings of anxiety and not being able to get good sleep because I like anxious dream. Yeah, and then also just like a general feeling of I'm trapped here, and just I keep trying to like breeze over this because I'm like, oh, I'm sure everyone is feeling this right now, but I've got to describe this to people in 5 or 10 years, because even if you lived through this, I think we will have forgotten. But then also I'm like, why preserve this feeling? But we'll try. So, I don't know. I feel really discouraged. That's the big umbrella term, I think, is just things are just super discouraging. And, the state of the world too, because as of now, election day was 13 days ago, and I think they announced results a week ago. I'm not really sure, because different news publications and organizations announced it at different times. But like, we've known that Biden is going to be the next president for a significant amount of time, and Trump still hasn't conceded. And so there's that uncertainty going on. But there's also, personal problems that I am having. Like, I have noticed that I am zoning out in class almost more than I am paying attention. And it's not like a, I don't care about this. It's like I'm unable to focus my attention on things. And I don't know why that is. That's part of the reason I'm going to the counselor. And that's super frustrating. And I've also, because, I know how hard teachers work to prepare lessons, and I know that it's valuable information, and I want to know the information, but I just can't do it. That sounds like an excuse, and it sounds like, a generational issue with screens or whatever, but I promise you it's a new issue for me. But also, I've been feeling that I'm a much worse student than I am at school. Stuff has slipped my mind. I don't care as much. It's hard to describe. Feel like I'm in a fog, and I think part of that is because I have not been wanting to sleep. Like I would get to a point at school where I was like, okay, it's like time to go to bed. I feel like good about the work that I did, and we're just it's time to chill for like 15 minutes, watch a YouTube video, and then crawl into bed and fall asleep. I don't want to sleep anymore. So that could be contributing to the fog, but I just feel like I'm a bad student now. And that's super frustrating. And I also feel like I am a much worse musician. I think I am a better player, but a worse musician than I am when I'm at school. It kind of sounds like school is a crutch. But I have found that I do so much better in a community of artists and people like me than I do when I'm kind of like hanging out on my own for most of the time. Oh, it's snowing, by the way. It's the first snow. And hang on. Yeah, it's sticking to the grass. I could lift my laptop up and show you. Let's see how that goes. Oh, yeah, that's super clear. You can see so much with that. What was I talking about? It's really coming down. Prediction. I think we're gonna have a long, cold winter. And I think that because bugs have just been crazy trying to get into our house. And I've talked to other people, and they have also complained about that. Crazy hard winter, very cold, lots of snow. Oh, I was about to say, I feel now like I felt in high school. And, in high school I had a lot of, my band program was an awful environment, and I also had friends who just gaslit me every day all the time and were pretty awful to me. And so I don't have that anymore. I'm not in contact with any of those people anymore, and I hope that I never am again. But, you know, even so, I feel like I felt then. Hold that thought. I have to clear out my laptop in order to continue this entry, and I have something else to say. I'm back. I just cleared a bunch of stuff out of my computer, so hopefully that won't be a problem ever again. Yeah, I don't know how well I explained that. I don't really totally understand it myself, but that's kind of what's going on. I am gonna go to sleep early tonight, so hopefully things will get better. I don't know. That's all we can hope right now, is that things will get better. Okay, so the other stuff. Oh gosh, the other stuff. Okay. So, I'm not gonna find a news article to read out loud to you or anything. I'll just summarize. So, basically, Governor Whitmer put more restrictions on the state of Michigan. I lied. I am gonna see if I have something to read. And I wanted to go through all of these emails. Yeah, they can wait till tomorrow. I have 55 unopened emails in my inbox. For some reason, Monday is just the day where everybody sends out everything. Oh, I do have an update on another more personal thing. So this that my brass quintet did, I'm gonna insert footage here. It was like a virtual recital thing. We were supposed to send them off to a grad student, and he was going to edit them together, and it was going to be presented as a live stream kind of virtual recital. And so we got ours all together, and we sent it off on time, and we never heard anything. And the faculty that we've contacted about it have all said that they don't know anything about that. And so I think it's one of those cases where there was an idea and everybody said, great, let's do it. And now nobody wants to carry through with the idea, except we spent. If you want to hear more about that, I definitely talked about it in my October video diary. I spent a lot of my time on this, and so did the rest of my group, and I'm sure so did other groups, but that time is not being recognized, which is crappy. So, but anyways, back to the Governor Whitmer restrictions. I know that there's other restrictions and there's other stuff that's going on, and but the thing that pertains to me and being a music student, which is what this video diary is about, is that all colleges and universities must cease in-person classes, is what news publications. I didn't go and read the actual bill that they put through, or however the executive order. I don't know how does that go through. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I can't tell you. Stop asking. So yeah, so that's what news publications have been saying. So, and also, they tell people to not travel for Thanksgiving and stuff. And I will talk more about that because it's my 20th birthday. I will talk more about that on the day or the day after. So that was yesterday. And then today, while we were in studio class, my professor got an email from President Stanley, the president of MSU, and it said something about it's going to be on a case-by-case basis or something. He just like skimmed it and probably deleted it. He'll probably never read the whole thing. He's kind of like that sometimes. But oh yeah, okay, so we hadn't gotten anything yet. And then about an hour later maybe, the student body got an email. Dear Spartans, yesterday Michigan Governor Whitmer did the thing in new statewide regulations and curtailed the spread of the virus, and you're already tired and stressed and overwhelmed by the pandemic, and we can't let our guard down, and it continues to spread, and we're trying to keep everybody safe until the vaccines are available. Ooh, that's one thing I haven't mentioned yet. So there are vaccines that are being developed. They're in different stages of development, and they have different effectiveness levels. The lowest I've heard is 90%. The highest I've heard is 95%. But that's very effective. So, yeah. It's encouraging. But they have to be, or at least the one that everybody's talking about, or I don't know if there is one or if there's a couple with different companies. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. But the one that everyone keeps talking about as it might be available as soon. It might be available soon. It has to be kept at a super like sub-zero temperature, like I think minus 80 Fahrenheit or Celsius. I'm not sure, but like super cold. And you've got to get 2 doses. I'm better informed than I sound right now. I'm just very tired and burnt out. So yeah, so that's an encouraging thing. And there are people saying that things could be more normal and we would just need to socially distance, and there are people saying that things could be totally normal by next fall, and who knows. But oh, this is such a long winding entry. Okay, so then President Stanley in this email gets to the impacts on MSU.
Our leadership team has been reviewing the new state order over the past 24 hours. Effective Wednesday, the following actions will take place for the remainder of the fall semester. Nothing about spring. I told you about the housing thing. I applied for housing this spring. I don't know. Again, very tired, very burnt out. Okay. Most classes are currently and will continue to be offered in online formats. Classes will remain online through finals in December. Nothing unexpected there. There are exemptions for in-person learning associated with healthcare programs. Doesn't apply to me. Campus workplace research activities, including graduate and undergraduate workplace research and all lab work, are not affected by the order. Don't know if that applies to us. All employees who can work remotely must do so. That could apply to us because Professor Wagner could work remotely. Students living in the residence halls can continue to be there. Dining halls will remain open. I'm not sure if this that they're giving me is a lowered seating capacity from what it was before, or if it's the same in the dining halls, because I haven't been there in years, it feels like. The library will remain open, but there will be capacity rules, I guess. Group exercise classes are gone, but individual exercise with distancing and masks is okay. Here's the thing that is really the kicker for me. MSU athletic, I'm reading verbatim now. MSU athletic teams that are tested 6 times per week can continue, which includes football, hockey, and men's and women's basketball. So 3 men's teams and 1 woman team. Three mean, 1 woman. Also, probably not important to those people's degrees, but I am studying music performance, and I cannot perform music live. And you can say it's different, we're breathing on people, and that's true, but it would be nice to be able to study it live, but I have to study it virtually and watch these people play sports live. And I will admit that I'm jaded against sports programs, but this is yeah, that's so yeah. Anyways, so I think, is there only 3 weeks left in the, hang on, so there's, hopefully the page flipping doesn't ruin the audio. This is such a long entry. I keep saying that. I'm not apologizing. Okay, this week, next week, first week of December, so 3, 4, like 4 weeks of school left and then finals. That's pretty nice. Oh, my plan for December right now, not that this will matter to anybody, but my plan for December right now is to continue. I will do a December video diary, but it will be like probably 15 minutes long, unless there's developments about going back for spring semester, in which case it will be like 3 hours long. So yeah, but I am gonna make one because I think even when I'm not in school, I'm studying music, and that needs to be recorded. And, you know, just also like Christmas time this year is gonna be weird, so I'm gonna record that too. My bangs, they're a mess. I'm trying to look at them as like, they're modern and choppy. They're just, good lord. Okay, anyways,
anyways, they encourage us to not gather for Thanksgiving. Just smart. Um, yeah. And then they talk about the fatigue of, this is a quote, the fatigue of following the health practices is clearly weighing on many. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And then the end of the email is additional information on the start of spring semester will be provided in the next few weeks. So yeah. The other thing that's happening today is it's a week from the prelims for the brass competition that MSU is doing. It's a unaccompanied solo competition, so I'm going to be doing that prelim in studio class, and I can talk about that after it happens. And I probably won't get into the final round, but it's something to look forward to. Of course, I'm hoping that I will get there, but it's not gonna happen. And I'm not just saying that out of modesty. I really, it's, I don't know. I don't know why it's not going well. I don't really want to dissect that right now because it will just depress me further. And I've stayed up much later than I wanted to already. So I'm going to end this recording, file it, and go to sleep early at 12:30. That's like super early for me. So, okay. Things are bad. Feeling kind of hopeless. But all we can do is get through the next day. So. Alright. Next time. Keep thinking about. Man, it just doesn't seem like I'm ever gonna get back in my dorm room. But I keep thinking about the entry I'm gonna do when I'm back there. Even if it's not my dorm room, a dorm room. On campus. Yeah, even the entry I'm gonna do when we know if live lessons are still possible with this mandate. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I need to go to bed because I'm rambling. See, this is the thing. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to lay there in the dark. And I sound like an angsty 13-year-old, but legitimately, I don't want to be alone in the dark with my thoughts. Because, like I said, things are just so bad. And I know that I'm gonna just, dream anxiously. I don't really know how else to put that. Like, I'm not dreaming about the literal things that make me anxious, but I'm dreaming like about normal subjects. I'm dreaming about normal subjects, but just like
anxiously. I don't know how to put this. I'm dreaming about more normal subjects, but it's all so fast, and there's so many people and places clashing together, and I can't control any of it. And it's just more of my waking reality when I am asleep, even though it's presented to me more literally, I guess, or I don't know. But okay, I'm going to distract myself with YouTube until the last possible moment, and then go to sleep and hopefully not dream. But yep. Okay, wow, this entry is gonna take forever to edit. Okay. Goodbye. Hi. I wasn't gonna make one of these tonight, which is why I look awful. I showered and then I did nothing with my hair. And also I didn't feel like getting out my microphone and stuff, so I'm gonna keep this. My wrist just cramped. Ow. I'm gonna keep this very short. Very short. There, okay. We're good. Basically, the dean of, actually all of the deans, we have like 3 or something, said no live lessons until December 8th. So I probably won't have another live lesson this semester. Good Lord, what is happening? I probably won't have another live lesson this semester. So it's disappointing. Yeah, okay, I have homework I should be doing. Bye. Hi. I look really awful, but not a whole lot I can do. It's Sunday, November 22nd. It snowed for the first time today. I got up and there's like an inch of snow on the ground, and most of it has melted, but some of it is sticking. So that's fun. The big thing that happened today was I literally had nothing today except for to practice for the audition prelims. I don't really know what to call it. Basically, tomorrow in studio, the plan was for the 6 people who are competing as horns in the university brass competition to all play for the studio, and then the people that moved on to the final would be decided. But 25 hours before that was supposed to happen, so like a tiny bit more than a day's notice, Professor Wagner sent out an email and said that he wanted them recorded instead. So I spent all day recording. I have to listen to them all and put them all on YouTube tonight to send to him, or to determine if I need to re-record certain movements. So yeah, a lot of stress. It was funny because I was painting my toenails in the bathroom and my mom walked by and she was like, oh, like, you don't have anything that you like need to get done? I was like, no, I like literally have nothing. And she walked away and my phone dinged and I looked down and there was the email telling me that I did very much have something to do today. So I'm pretty shot mentally and lip-wise. I guess I'm going to be doing another one of these tomorrow. My prediction is that I will not come in last in the undergrad division, but I will not move on to the final in the undergrad division or the graduate. I don't know why I specified. That's about it. I'm so excited to go on break. Been really stressed. Gonna go eat something, I guess. Oh my gosh. Wednesday we supposedly find out if we're gonna be back on campus or if we've been accepted by housing to live on campus. There's no guarantee that even if we get in we'll actually go back, but we'll see. All right. Bye. Okay. Hi. It is Wednesday, November 25th. Which is the day before Thanksgiving and the day before my 20th birthday. I'm gonna talk more about that tomorrow, I think. I found out, let me go back through my email, because time continues to have no meaning. So Monday at 5:08 p.m., MSU's housing division sent out the results for living on campus in the spring if you were in a dorm. what happened Tuesday that I didn't film? We'll get to that later. I'll remember by the time we're there. So I did get into a dorm. It's a dorm that I don't want to say which one it is, but I will say that it's in Brody Complex. If you know anything about MSU, you will know that Brody is far removed from the rest of campus. It's kind of its own little satellite thing, and that means it's kind of a hike to the music building, but it's much closer than I am now. So I'm really excited about that. I'm super glad that that happened. You know, it's awesome. My reaction to it initially was not what I thought it was going to be. I am hesitant and scared to go back. It's a frightening thing, but also I think, you know, if I'm being safe, that I know of, no one has gotten sick from being in the current large ensemble setup, and no one has gotten sick from in-person lessons, and no one, you know, within the music building, there hasn't been an effect that has made them pause and say, maybe we shouldn't do this. The reason that they discontinued in-person lessons was more of like a holistic community thing. It wasn't about the School of Music itself, if that makes sense. And, you know, obviously I would continue to be super careful. If move-in continues, I'll talk more about this, but I have a plan to do everything I can to minimize contact with community spaces, such as bathrooms and practice rooms, but I will talk about those later. The one thing I don't have a solution for yet is showering, but I'm sure MSU knows what they're doing. I'm not sure if anyone knows what they're doing, but I'm sure that MSU has given thought to that. So, yeah, reserved joy, I guess, is my response to that. What is reflecting my glasses? Do you see there's like it's like my whole desk. The only way to get... Oh, even then. What? Oh, it's my window frame, is it? Yeah, so that'll be good. Cautious optimism there. It's a step in the right direction. There continues to be more news about vaccines. Positive news, I guess. There's 2 that have reported over 90% effectiveness, and 1 that is reporting over 70% effectiveness. And there's just a ton of information flying around about that, and it's stressful. I have not been doing well Monday, yesterday, or today, mentally, which is part of the reason I didn't film. But yeah, so it's been really rough. Speaking of Tuesday, yesterday, so they sent out rosters for the large ensembles in the spring. So it sounds like they kept the same assignments, like ensemble assignments, as they had last semester. So that's kind of odd, I guess. I understand why they did it. I wish that they had done a virtual audition, but I understand that it's probably hard to find pieces, and so they just kind of went with a list that they already had so that they could plan out repertoire in detail, because currently how our largest ensemble room is set up, I believe that there's space for only 15 wind players and probably 3 or 4 percussionists, along with the director. Yeah, I also don't know who will be directing my ensemble, or if they're gonna spread that out, or, you know, there's a lot we don't know. But I am in the symphony band again. I'm fine with that. It's kind of frustrating to have my current assignment be affected by an audition that I did probably literally a year ago. Hi, it's me a couple months later. Don't look at the background. It kind of spoils some stuff that's gonna happen. But I wanted to clear up, because I never correct this in this month, or I think at all, because I found it out like 2 months ago. So the rumor is that the way they put together our ensembles this year is based on an audition that we did turn in for fall semester before they canceled us all coming. Sorry if the audio is bad right now. I don't feel like plugging in my mic. I'm so sorry. So, but what doesn't make sense to me is that it's so exactly the same as it was spring of last year. And so I'm not sure if that rumor is correct. I don't think that it is, especially because we usually have several freshmen in the symphony band, and there's only one that I know of, and they are a horn player who is replacing a horn player who graduated. So yeah, really not sure about that. So I wanted to kind of put that out there because I talk a lot about this in this entry, and just to kind of, that's a rumor. I kind of doubt that it's true, but that's the other side of the story that I have heard. So, okay, anyways, yeah. Oh, I wish I had like a blank wall to film against, but it's just so obviously not my room at home. So, sorry for the spoiler. Back to November. But also, I can't complain. I'm just going to be happy to, be in a large ensemble environment again. Yeah, so that's, again, cautious optimism is kind of the buzzword. Yeah. Today, no more new information, basically. Oh, I have homework due tomorrow. I have a professor who's from Argentina, and so he told us that he thought that we could have homework due on Thanksgiving, which is fine. I get it. So, but anyways, I'm gonna do that today. I actually don't get it. Like, it's a and maybe it's his first year in the US, I don't know, but I don't know, it just like on a big national holiday. Every country has big national holidays, so you would think you could draw a parallel. I don't know. Maybe he is not a celebratory person. I don't know. I don't know him that well, but I just, I kind of, So anyways, I started talking about the homework on Thanksgiving because of my birthday. 2 decades. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tonight. And I have an essay that was technically due this morning at 9 a.m. that I still have not started. So I'm going to do that too. All of my professors, not all of my professors, but many of my professors put really like important dates pretty much starting last Saturday and then going through this Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then today. Just like super important deadlines. Or they took the homework that was supposed to be due Thursday, Friday, and they'd put it due Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, it just, oh my gosh, I need a break so bad. Okay, goodbye. Hi, it's November 26th, and it was Thanksgiving and also my 20th birthday. And it was honestly probably one of the best days we've had since this whole thing started. This whole thing being the coronavirus, in the United States at least. It's really nice. It's nice to get together with family. So what we did is me, my parents, my brother, my boyfriend, and my 3 grandparents all gathered here. We kept our masks on the whole time, except for when we stepped outside to drink a quick cup of coffee, and then we socially distanced without our masks on. So we were careful. My aunt, uncle, and cousins FaceTimed us while I was opening their present to me, which is really cool. My aunt's father, who I'm not biologically related to, but like, him, went to MSU for his degree, and he borrowed some cafeteria dishware and forgot to give it back. So I have that. I'll show you. It's downstairs. I got socks too. Socks and sweaters and some jewelry and a magnet and some money towards another sweater. Yeah, I mean, I'm missing a ton of stuff too, but like they were all really nice presents. And also, my dad made me something which I would like to show and tell about. I'd like to record that. It's not up in my room yet, but I'll talk about that tomorrow. So yeah, it's a good birthday, and I don't think we talked about the pandemic at all. And it was a good Thanksgiving too.
I wish my aunt, uncle, and cousins could have been here, but it wouldn't have been safe. Within the safety parameters, I think we did a really awesome job. It's kind of surreal to have been around for 2 decades, I guess. You know? What's really crazy is to think that, 10 years ago, I was 10. And like that's the current halfway mark in my life. And so much has happened since then, but I guess that's the way life is stuff happens. That was a stupid observation right there. Oh man. Hey, life. Stuff happens. That's so dumb. Tonight I promised myself I wasn't gonna work, but like I am. So I guess I could just lay on my bed and watch YouTube until I went to sleep. That would be the mental version of what I've done nutritionally today. I forgot to mention we did have like good food and stuff. We didn't have a cake or a pie, but my mom stacked together cake tins into like the shape of a cake, wrapped it all with paper, and then hot glued candy on it, which was just a ton of work, but it was such an unexpected awesome thing. Man, I'm not gonna be able to remember all the like little things people did for me today, but it's all really cool. It's nice. Anyways, yeah, but we didn't eat it around my grandparents because that would have required us to take our masks off, and that would have been seriously unsafe. The one thing that we did do was we had a punch made of, oh, okay, this is an awesome thing. Orange sherbet and Werner's is my favorite, but you can also make it with Sprite and lime sherbet, or Sprite. Really, Sprite goes with any type of sherbet, but I really like Werner's. We made that, and we drank it with straws, which I know is bad for the environment, but we were bad to the environment today, so that we could all have something to drink while we talked. So we had straws up underneath our masks, which was super weird. but it was a good way to do things. And Buddy's here.
Oh, hi.
You sleep? I think he's asleep. We blew up a bunch of balloons. That was like the only decoration we did. We didn't really do Thanksgiving decorations. We had a banner, and we blew up a bunch of helium balloons and just let them float on the ceiling. And they started to like lose their floatiness, and they like would slowly sink down, and Buddy did not like that at all. Oh my gosh. And my mom found on Amazon like a Mylar foil balloon, but it's in the shape of a corgi, and it's got little like paper ears and feet. As we had that too, that was sitting next to the punch in the place of honor, because oh my gosh, it was really, yeah, man, I wasn't gonna get too philosophical, but like really simple stuff right now is just, it makes you crazy happy. It reminds me of, I remember reading in a book about like someone who had a birthday during a war, and they had a cake made with white sugar, which was rationed at the time, and remember like oh well, does the sugar that your cake is made really matter? Like it was nice, but like I get it now. This is like a war, in some ways worse and in some ways better, but mostly just different. I'm sure that people will write about that in years to come. If no one has, and you're listening to this, and that just piqued your interest, look back through these diaries and I'm sure that there's other people documenting their experience. I hope there's other people documenting their experience, and that it will be available to the greater public, and that people are listening to it. It's a crappy situation, and we can draw a lot of parallels between two crappy situations. Yeah, so hopefully this time next year things will be a little more normal. It's unfathomable to me that there will be a time not like this, like that there will be a time where we can get together and not have masks on, or, you know, a time where people aren't so hostile to each other. But there was one before, so there probably will be one again. And today was a good example of, you know, the impact that you can have on somebody's life with a thoughtful gift or a thoughtful word or a thoughtful action, which is good. It's a good reminder. Today was also the first day of our Thanksgiving break, which will pretty much cover the rest of this video diary, or this installment of this video diary. I weirdly am not really anticipating any more information on the spring. I'm not anticipating the opening or shutting of another good service or action, I guess, that I can currently take. Kind of in this weird holding pattern. I guess the next big hurdle is Christmas. What will we do about that? One thing that I am kind of waiting on hearing, and I guess this is kind of a dour note, but I would anticipate a surge in cases because of Thanksgiving, which hopefully won't touch anybody that I know. We'll see. Weirdly more excited to go back to campus after today. I'm not sure why. But I started saying several minutes ago, I started saying that I was going to stop myself from working today, but I think I'm going to release a recording of the Paul Basler triathlon that I did. It's a piece that's way too hard for me. And the recording I have is far from perfect, but I want to get something out there because I don't think that October or November will be available until mid-December. So, at the earliest. All right, I'm going to do that and then go to bed and start my 20th year. It's my 20th year or 21st year? When you're one, you've completed 1 year. Oh, so I've completed 20 years. Cool. I'm farther ahead than I thought I was. So I'm going to start my 21st year tomorrow. It's a scary number. It's getting closer to orchestral job numbers. I got to start auditioning for those. Maybe that will be my goal. My birthday next year will be audition at least once or twice. We'll set the bar low right now. Out loud to you. But in my head, it's much higher. Okay. Happy birthday to me, I guess. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy. Buddy had a good day too. That's much enough talking from me. Right. Bye. Hi. It's Monday, November 30th. I wasn't planning on doing this outro entry. That's an oxymoron. Outro entry. The last entry of this month. So angry, but I am so angry. So basically today I sat down to record my part for the brass quintet Christmas program that we're putting on. Normally what we would do is there's a non-denominational church basically like right across the street from our like north neighborhood part of campus. And normally all of the honors brass quintets would put together a like normal classical piece and a holiday type piece, and you move through all the 5 quintets. And then I'm only going off of 1 year, but I assume that this is usual for there to be there was a horn quartet that I was in, and there was all the other instruments did choirs. I think we were supposed to do a choir too, but we did not. Which I'm fine with. It was fun to play with those guys. And then at the end, we do like it's basically every single brass player in the School of Music, minus most of the horns last year. But I think that was supposed to be all of us doing like a mass brass choir, and we do just some like traditional Christmas songs and stuff. Yeah. So this year, our replacement for that was all the honors brass quintets are recording Sleigh Ride, and we're supposed to turn it in. Mine is due in 44 minutes, and I just got the last one that I'm gonna do recorded, and it's bad, it's an awful recording, but after the whole thing with our fall recital never being released, or we didn't even get feedback on ours, which I'm still super angry about. I can't really care too much about this one. I would bet my life savings that I don't think this is ever going to see the light of day, which makes me really angry because I spent all of my practice today basically revolved around recording this, and it was still bad. I said that already. And I can't care. And I said that already too, but I just can reiterate it because, oh my gosh, it's so true. I can't care. So yeah, that is that. I'm so angry about it because we put so much work into that and it just went nowhere and was for nothing. And yeah, maybe it allowed us to keep our scholarships, but why didn't we get feedback on it? I'm still just so. Oh, I am applying for the IHS Student Advisory Council, which is new this year. Not super sure what that will entail or if I will get in. But I hope that I do. That I'm not angry about. It's just something I'm doing. But I guess I will be talking about that if that ends up happening. So, yeah, okay. I really hoped that there would be like a good note to end the month on. Yeah. Right. Good night, Stuart. I can't believe this kept recording through all of that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can't remember where I was before they came in. That's the end of this month. I'm anticipating the December one to be shorter, I guess. Although we'll be receiving information about move-in, hopefully pretty quick here. Yeah, especially the beginning part. I'm expecting entries to be sparse. Just because of finals and stressful stuff. Shoot, I've got to do another one of these tomorrow. I hate I do one to end the month and then I have to do one to begin the month, and I like feel like I need to like re-explain this every month, and I just don't like doing it. I'm gonna get some food and do some homework. So that's it for this month. All right, thank you so much for listening if you've listened this far, and here's to hoping for a vaccine within the next 3 months. It's not going to happen, but I could hope. All right. Thank you so much. Goodbye.